What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from the Real Fan Review. Today with me, I got our man in the chair, Al.
How's it going, everybody?
We got my bro, your bro, Sanj.
Good evening, everybody. As always, it's a pleasure to be with you.
Yes, sir. No B Dog today, but B will be back next week, hopefully. Talking maybe some Candyman prep. You know, fellas, Candyman's coming out in 2 weeks, so we'll get a prep going next week. I haven't seen the first Candyman in a long time, so it's gonna be pretty funny to see that all over again. You guys remember anything about Candyman?
Alls I know, don't say his name 5 times in the mirror. That's all I know.
Supposed to be Bloody Mary, right? Bloody
No,
Mary.
Bloody Mary is 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, step it up for Candyman. Okay.
Right.
All right. So next week we'll get a prep for Candyman going because that's going to be the week after that. But this week we're going to give you a non-spoiler review of Free Guy. So that way we don't ruin it for Al because it is a good movie there. So we want to make sure Al gets a chance to watch that there. And then we'll talk about an update to the last week's story about possibly, these movies being delayed. And then we'll get into some of the shows that we've seen, we watched. Also interesting on because of Free Guy, what video game would these fellas right here like to be in or be a part of if they could be? So let's go back to the news now. So Al, man, we got the note this week, man. We mentioned it last week that looks like these movies are going to start getting delayed depending on how serious this, variant of COVID-19 is going through the United States and others, other countries as well. And we already had Clifford the Red Dog. And again, remember I said that at the end of the trailer for Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, that there was, instead of a date, it said in the fall or releasing in fall. And now we got the official word going from September 24th to October 15th. So like almost like a good 3-4 weeks there. Al, what's your take on this? Is this giving you a little bit of worry for movies like Shang-Chi, The Eternals, Dune, and all these other great movies that are supposed to come out in the next couple of months?
Yeah, well, I don't know about fear, but if these cases keep going up, yeah, and this might have been exactly that, giving the movie a few more weeks to see what the cases look like before they make a final decision.
Yeah.
Because all throughout the country, you hear these numbers going up, and it's not at a slow clip. They're going up in double-digit, percentage points. So everybody's got to be safe. And if you're not following the direction of wearing masks, keeping your distance and everything,
Right.
nobody wants to take on that liability of being blamed. So, I can see these delays potentially causing the big movies, especially when you're seeing what happened with Suicide Squad. I think they just came out with numbers that they went through a 70% drop from week one to week two. And obviously HBO Max is a big deal. So if you're with a big movie release and you saw it with Black Widow, I can see these people holding on to the movies a little longer, saying, let's wait till, we're even more in the clear instead of numbers going back up.
Absolutely, man. And Sanj, again, this is just feeding off of what we were talking about last week regarding the Delta variant and how it's kind of like moving across, the states here and its effect on movies. Of course, it's a bigger deal when we're dealing just with the health aspects, but we're here to talk about movies. What's your take, Sanj, on this happening now with the Venom 2?
Well, I mean, again, I'm frustrated that things are gonna get pushed back. On we were looking forward to Venom 2, and they started pushing it really hard and doing all the promo work for it. So that kind of gets you excited for it. So I'm a little upset, but also what I'm seeing, interestingly enough, is that in the places here in the states um where the cases are blowing up, we're not having lockdowns and quarantines.
Nope.
So it may signal that we're just gonna ride it out and have people wear masks and just hope for the best. I don't necessarily know how I feel about that, but I mean, it's a hard situation to be in right now. It's you want to be safe, but at the same time, you don't want to go back into that lockdown that we were in. That was real rough,
Yeah.
and a lot of businesses didn't survive. So I don't know how much more the businesses can take, of being locked down and things like that. And again, that's affecting jobs and whatnot. So it's it's scary. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say or what to think about it. At this point, you know.
Yeah. And listen, me and Sanj went last night to see Free Guy. And again, I mean, listen, I get it. People have the vaccine, and there's a lot of people who don't think that it's a big deal or whatever the case may be. But I feel like me and Sanj and his son were the only three people with a mask at the
Wow.
show.
Right.
It was just insane. Like, I get it. I don't know. It's just tough when you see things like that. It doesn't give me the hope that things will change and things will get better anytime
So
soon.
I want to ask you something, Hav.
Yeah, go for it.
Now, do you remember when that lady coughed that couple times?
Yeah,
Do you think it
yeah.
was real, or you think she was like trying to be funny? Because
To
it sounded to me like she was trying to be funny, and I don't know if you realize, but I got real upset if she was just trying to be like real funny, coughing
I
in the
wasn't
theater or
sure because there wasn't a reason to cough like that. But then the response from I guess the teenagers behind us was, "Hey, lady, calm down."
yeah. No, like,
So I'm not sure
I
what
almost yelled
happened.
out too, like, "Hey, listen, that's not cute. If you're being funny, it's not funny. And
Right.
if you have some sort of respiratory thing going on right now, get your ass home or get your ass to a hospital.
Yeah.
Like I was not pleased. You know,
Yeah, because it sounded like a fake cough, but then if it was a real cough, it would have been a little like, "Hey, you sound like you need a
yeah,
treatment."
like
Like,
like why you out here in these streets?
absolutely, man. But it's getting worrisome now where I'm starting to feel more and more like if I have a choice to watch it at home or at the theaters, I think I'm gonna start leaning towards watching things at home for a little bit, just until things get a little bit better. But at the same time, I understand some movies are not gonna be out in for home viewing right away. Like Shang-Chi is not gonna be. That's keep saying theaters only. But we got time. We got 2 weeks until Shang-Chi comes out, and we'll see how that goes. And listen, again, we only hope for the best of things to come as far as health goes with COVID-19, that, people don't get sick. But, we also are in charge of what happens to us as well. So if you're out there listening, mask up, try to get as much information about the vaccine. If you don't have it, it's not a political thing, it's a health thing, and it's a us thing as far as, us people, United States, the country, the world. So, just let's help each other out on this one. But yeah, man, enough of that COVID stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get into some good stuff. So, again, we just stated there that me and Sanj actually had a chance to go catch Free Guy last night, and we're gonna give a quick non-spoiler review because I know Brandon wants to see it, and I gave Al already the uptake, like, yo, bro, this is one of those. Yeah, this is one of those. But I went with Sanj last night, man. Sanj, tell me your reaction there. It's non-spoiler, of course, of what you thought of Ryan Reynolds and his movie, The Free Guy here.
Well, I expected Ryan Reynolds to be goofy and funny. So, I did have, fairly good expectations going in. I didn't have high expectations going in. I was just like, all right, it's going to be goofy. It's going to be funny. It's going to be a little bit quirky. And it's going to be Ryan Reynolds, so it's going to be fun. But I was completely blown away by how good that movie was.
Yeah,
You
man.
know, it was just entertaining on so many levels. And I should have known because Taika Waititi has not been in anything bad. So once it's like that's like a stamp now. Like if Taika Waititi's in it, all right, he's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's fine. It's all right. They got Taika Waititi. You know.
Yeah. But I gotta say, man, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I thought this was gonna be one of those typical Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool or a version of himself, whichever one it is, that always seems like it's Deadpool. And it was gonna be the typical like video game stuff in a movie. Dude, this movie has heart.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, do you have to
Yes,
be
it
into video
does.
games to enjoy it?
Listen, if you're into video games, you'll enjoy it, I think, more because there's little things, little nods to, I would say, Fortnite, to Disney properties. We'll leave it at that. There's like things that happen in video games, like like Grand Theft Auto and again Fortnite and those multiplayer games that it takes place in this thing. And if you played video games, you kind of get some of the references as well. But if you haven't played video games, the movie has such a heart to it. It's to say it's about one thing because there's love, there's action, there's connection,
Comedy,
there's, yeah, comedy.
friendship.
Oh,
Drama.
and so well done too. It's just like you don't get how you're supposed to get hooked to this, and then you just get hooked to it because at first it's just like it's cute, it's funny,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then they kill you at the end with like little things that like you're like, oh, I almost teared up at the end. I couldn't believe it. You know, like it took this little magical moment for me to tear up and to hear how everything worked, how everything's connected in the end was kind of awesome, man. You know, and Sanj, I mean, how do you feel like Ryan Reynolds did in this part as the actor, the main actor of this movie?
Oh, he did incredible. He did incredible. There's nothing more to say about it.
Yeah,
He was great. You know
yeah.
what I did. What was funny about the movie? So I was talking to my son about the movie on the way home and whatnot. And so, a lot of the, like the YouTubers, like
Uh
that
huh.
they had in it, those are actual real YouTubers and real streamers and stuff like real gaming people. He like knew most of them.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
And
See,
I'm
I thought that I wasn't sure, but I thought that I thought I
yeah.
recognized Ninja.
So like the only one that I really know that he watches, like he is Mr. Beast, because he talks about Mr. Beast all the time. So I'm like, oh, was Mr. Beast in it? He's like, no, Mr. Beast was no. Like, but I mean, I thought they were just actors, right? And these were actual real, gamers and streamers. I'm like, all right, that's pretty cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
but now I'm starting to realize I'm like that old guy that's out of touch with pop culture. I'm like, I have no
Oh
idea.
man. So, Sanj, listen, man. If people out there listening and they want to know whether they should watch it or not, what's your recommendation for this movie?
Definitely watch it. You will enjoy it. You can enjoy it with your older kids, like your teenagers. Like there's there's some violence. It's a
Eh,
little bit.
some
It's not
cussing.
it's right. It's not for a 4-year-old. You know,
Yeah.
but
I,
yeah, definitely go see it. I mean,
I,
definitely watch the movie. Watch the movie. I don't
I'm
know
so
necessarily say go
surprised.
out.
So surprised I'm going to say this for this movie, but you need to see this. It's crazy. It's in my right now. There's only three movies that I considered great this year: A Quiet Place Part Two, The Suicide Squad, and Free Guy. Those are the only movies I have listed as great for this year so far. So I mean, I highly recommend this
You
movie.
know
There's
what?
some
The reallys are going to
go
be
for it.
interesting this year.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think so.
it's gonna be. We
I think
thought
the really
last year's reallys was interesting. This year's reallys is gonna be
yeah.
interesting. Free
The
guy
third
might win everything.
yeah, the third annual release is going to be interesting, man. But a shout out to all the surprise cameos in the movie that you don't know are in there. Amazing when you see it, and it starts off with a cameo, and then it goes into other things that happen. And at the end, there's like a big fight sequence, and there's some things that happen in there that made the crowd lose it, especially myself and Sanjay. So
Yes, I definitely do.
we
Yeah,
lost it.
there's one part when we can finally do like spoilers or whatnot. Definitely like lost it.
Even the characters in the movie were like, "Did they just do that?"
The
Oh man,
cameos are awesome in this movie. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
absolutely.
freaking awesome.
Al, man, is there any questions that you have for Sanj and I that we could clear up or make it more important for you to see this movie?
No, I guess like because I know he's an NPG or what are they, what the a non-playable
Non-playable character, NPC.
NPC and not, yeah. So like, is it his story of realizing he's in a game and then dealing with that realization,
That would be
or
giving away
him
too much if
taking
we answered
advantage of
that
it?
question.
Spoiler review.
Oh,
Like, stop right there, Al.
I was trying
yeah,
to
because
ruin it.
not just that, and then just wondering how many video game franchises they bring into the mix.
I would say a good plenty. I mean, I don't think they bring up any of the like the Nintendos, like Mario or anything
Okay.
like that. But it's more like the up to date, like the again Grand Theft Auto, Fortnite.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
It's
they
basically
brought
any,
Grand Theft Auto
the
into
big
that.
the style.
it's
The
yeah,
style was
uh-huh.
definitely, it starts off like a GTA type
Okay.
Hmm.
game where you can just like walk around, box people in their face, and take their money. You know.
Yeah, but a lot of the devices, like how they go into the plays, Fortnite. A lot of
Okay.
times you see Fortnite things coming up. There's a big Fortnite weapon in the end as well. So
Okay.
I'm actually surprised like Ryan Reynolds didn't try to push for an R rating so they could do like the thing in GTA where you can like hire a prostitute, but you go in the car and the car just shakes. I'm surprised. Knowing Ryan Reynolds, I'm surprised like he didn't push for like some sort of scene like that or
Oh, geez.
stuff like that. That would have been a little too much, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. He got his little medic bag. That's it. That's good. Oh man. And listen, in the spirit of this movie, The Free Guy, after watching the movie, I get home and I'm thinking about this movie and I'm trying to write down all the stuff that I liked about it for the realies because I try to put like things that I think contend for movie of the year, scene of the year, or different things that we put up, try to be funny. But I kept thinking to myself, if I could put myself in a video game situation, like which video game would I want to actually be a part of? Because if you think about it, if you live in something like Grand Theft Auto, as awesome as it may sound, you may die right away. you know, you put yourself in Fortnite, you may die right
die
away.
right away. Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, people may find that interesting and awesome. So I'm curious to know, Al, you know, you and I and Sanj as well. We gets down on some games sometimes.
Hmm.
Not as much as we used to, of course, but
Yeah, yeah.
we've had our moments, but mostly sports games, I think, for us. But is there like a game series? Like I can't see yourself putting in Modern Warfare, Al. Come on now.
Actually, no. Between that, yeah, that game. I can pretty much I could spend hours on that one if you let me. But
Yeah.
honestly, like if I could be in a video game world, would be like the Mario world. Like just because of all the craziness that they do, all the adventures they get into and everything. And at worst, I think they just get flat and then they pop back, to form. So yeah,
Have
I would
yourself a
just.
little Yoshi.
There you go, kid. Yeah.
Oh man, Sanjay, man, if you could put yourself in a video game world, man, which world are you trying to put yourself into?
Into the world of Castlevania. I
Oh, hell no.
really hell no.
Bats coming out of light candles? No, it's
Listen,
okay.
man. So recently there is a Castlevania series on Netflix. It's an
Uh-huh.
anime type series, and it was incredible. You
Yeah,
know, and I've always been a huge fan of the Castlevania game series. All that whole franchise. So if I think if I could put myself in a video game world, it would be the Castlevania series because there's swords, there's castles and darkness and leather. You know,
yeah.
I may be giving away a little too much right now. A little too much with that leather right there, but I might.
Oh man, it's so funny, man. Yeah, I try to picture myself in a game world, and my mind immediately went to Grand Theft Auto, thinking you could do all these crazy things and go to different cities and towns, and there's different things you could play. But then I thought of something else that reminded me of Grand Theft Auto, but it has even more stuff. Was this old Sega game called Shenmue, and in this game,
Yes.
it's basically like it's almost like Sims. You know what I mean? Like it's almost Sims, but there's some action elements if you want to. But then you can go play arcade games. You can go fishing. You could go do a shooting range. It's like almost Grand Theft Auto, just a little safer. So I wouldn't mind being a part of Shenmue's world there. And I forgot the other one, but I was gonna say something with like Mario Kart as well, because I watch my kids play that all day long sometimes, and I'm just like, that looks just like a ton of fun to do every single day. Just Mario Kart it, just throwing a banana
Yeah.
behind you. Why not? Yeah, man. So yeah, listen, that's interesting, man. I gotta ask Brandon what he thinks, like what video game he would want to live in. Not, I couldn't even picture for the world of me what he would want to live in. He said Pokemon world.
Although the new we played a lot of the sports games. The new like basketball games, like they have um, you know,
Like a
features or
storyline.
there's a storyline where you create your own character, your own player or whatever, and you get drafted. Like you have your own background, like you make where you're from and everything, and then you get drafted, and then you're a rookie, and then you got to negotiate contracts and still play, right?
Right.
Um, so it's like you're in the game and you're playing as and you're autonomous, so you move around. So it's not like so normally, like in the old sports games, like, you pass the ball to whoever you want to, but like you're there and you got to call for a pass, and they might not pass it to you because you're like a rookie and they don't think you can shoot yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that might be actually cool, especially for me to like be like a 99 overall in a basketball game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're not using the real statistics. You're gonna be like
Nope.
6'7",
That's
shooting
true.
guard.
I mean, nobody out there knows how tall I am besides you guys. Like out there,
All right.
I could be 6'8". You know what I'm
We're
saying?
gonna keep that on
Maybe.
the low then.
I am definitely not 6'8".
Oh my goodness, man. So yeah, man, Free Guy, man. If we can't recommend it more for you guys out there to check it out, man, it's an awesome movie. Please go check it out because we want to make sure movies like this get made.
Yeah.
And listen, you guys know, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but it already got green lit for a part two from
Wow.
Disney. So this is a Fox property. This is one of the last movies that Fox actually, had made and we're gonna put out. And then when Disney took it over, they kind of like put it on the back burner for a year, actually for 2 years now, because it's
Yeah.
been Fox deal was over 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
So they took it over and they released it themselves now, and now they're making bank off of this movie.
Yeah, because I feel like we heard about this movie a long time ago, the concept for the movie a long time ago, and then it just
Yeah.
got shelved, and then, they kind of came back with it.
If I remember correctly, it was supposed to come out last Christmas.
Yes,
Yeah.
that
So
sounds about
this
right.
movie was made a
Yeah.
long time ago. Yeah, guys. So listen, man, that's pretty much it as far as the review there goes for Free Guy. And again, the news of the week regarding Venom 2. So listen, if you're out there watching on YouTube, let us know your thoughts on with these movies possibly being delayed. What's your thoughts on that? Or let us know your thoughts on Free Guy if you got a chance to watch it. Did you like it as much as me and Sanj did? Let us know and comment below on the YouTube or send us an email at therealfanreview@gmail.com. Now, let's talk about some of the movies that we've seen in the past few weeks and maybe some of the shows that we can recommend to people out there because I got a chance to watch a couple things out there and we haven't had a chance to talk about it. And since there wasn't a lot of news this week or trailers that really came out, let's give a little quick run around there. So, Al, man, is there any movie that you've like caught up with or movies or shows that you've seen that's been pretty good for you?
Uh, this week I rewatched Inception. So I don't
Oh, get out
know.
of here.
Yeah, I
That's
caught
awesome.
it.
That's a classic right
Yeah,
there.
I was going through my on demand. I had nothing else to do for a little while. I thought it was just going to be a few minutes, and it turned out to be the whole 2.5 hour movie I watched. And it's one of those movies that you don't realize how much was in the movie, how much you had to pay attention, the
Mhm.
little nuances that you're like, all right, how can I tell? Because like the whole thing with that movie, remember, was at the end, everybody was trying to debate whether he was in a dream or was this real. So I kept trying to look for a tell, like, was there something different with him when he was dreaming from when he was in real life? And the only thing I kept catching was the ring. Like when he was in the dream world, he had his wedding ring on. And it's it's still a crazy movie till today.
Yes.
When you look at all the actors in there and the jobs, the performances, the concept of the movie, and just having to realize it's almost like Matrix, but you're dealing with your dreams, so it becomes even more of a situation where anybody can be the one, so to speak. So, and
Mhm.
you don't know who because you don't, the people in the movie, they didn't know who was the one dreaming and who was creating it.
Right.
So it was just crazy going through that and realizing the effect he had on his wife by putting that
Oh,
idea in her head just so that they can get out, not realizing that that was going to then follow with her into real life, and then the effect that that had on her, and the guilt that he had to, as a result. Oh,
yeah.
kid, yeah, it's. I was like, this movie is
Dude,
how old? Yo, kid, and it
deep.
felt like, yeah,
Movie's
man,
deep, kid. Oh,
yeah,
and you know what's crazy, Al? If I keep reading things about this movie because it's one of the movies I love. Actually, Inception is a
yeah.
classic movie. Uh, I forgot the director's name that made it. He made Batman.
Chris Nolan,
Christopher Nolan.
yeah,
Oh, incredible movie. They say in the beginning of the movie, he goes, "You never want to tell somebody your totem because you'll never know if you're really dreaming or not." So when
yeah,
he tells her what his totem is, I don't think he's telling the truth. It's not the top. I think the totem is the ring. So whether that totem falls or not when he spins it, I don't think it matters because the real totem, I believe, is his ring.
Hmm.
So that was something deep there. Saj, have you
Okay.
ever seen Inception?
I have.
What's your thoughts on that movie, man? Because
It
that
was
movie's
it
incredible.
was it was incredible. It was such a mind-bending um movie,
Mhm.
and actually Ria had a good take on it. Remember, like in the every time he was in there, remember he was like going after the wife or whatever,
Mhm.
and Ria's take on it was that the wife was the one going in trying to get him out. And remember, he would always like cut off right when he would get close to her.
Mhm.
So I didn't think about it until he told me is that she was the one trying to save him, and he couldn't accept it in his own mind. So I
Deep
mean,
kid.
and the way he explains it much better.
Yeah.
I mean, so if we ever catch him on here, one time, we can ask him about it. But the way he explains to him, like that could actually be the way it works out too. So
See, man, here I am giving myself homework to watch Candyman, and now all I want to do is watch Inception again.
Inception again, right?
Okay.
But speaking of that, it looks like this Friday, Reminiscence is going to come out, which looks like it has some elements of Inception, and with Hugh Jackman and whatnot going on too. So that might be,
That might be
something.
interesting to watch.
Yeah,
HBO Max.
yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those in
I know
theaters
I'm
and
definitely I know
HBO
I'm
Max
definitely
movies.
watching that this weekend. I remember we saw the trailer for it there, and I said that that's definitely on for me to watch this week. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. And how about you, Sans, man? You got a chance to watch anything that stood out for you, or whether it's a TV
Yeah,
show or a
yeah.
movie?
I've been watching a few things. Was watching Manifest. So
Oh,
I'm not.
oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh, that hooked me, bro.
Oh yeah. I mean, like we were all into Lost, so I mean, it makes sense that Manifest would hook us,
Sanj,
And then
how did we not hear about this show when it was on TV?
I have no idea how we did not hear about this show. Like whoever was doing the PR for it and the publicity and the promos, they did not do a good job with it.
Yeah.
So
It did not. Me and the wife ran through seasons 1 and 2 in a week and a half, and then convinced Brandon to give me the Hulu for season 3. Yeah, yeah, insane. And how they leave it off on season 3, and then you
Crazy.
cancel the
Crazy.
show.
Crazy.
You can't cancel a show after that.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's messed up.
There
That's
was
messed
about
up.
4 or 5 what the fucks at the end of that show.
Yeah. 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 No, I mean, I think it's gonna get picked up.
Yo,
I would be surprised if it doesn't get picked up.
And the
Yeah.
one with the wife, I really didn't see that coming.
Dude,
Kid, I did not see that coming.
hey, just a little. My wife is still not over it. She woke up this morning. She's just like, I'm not the same.
Yo, y'all, I don't know if y'all been watching this one on HBO Max or HBO, the White Lotus.
You have to tell me about this, Al, because I heard it just finished and I heard it was incredible.
Okay,
White
I haven't
Lotus,
seen
okay.
the last one. I haven't seen the finale. But kid, watch this movie. It's hilarious, and definitely watch episode 4.
The White Lotus. It's a movie, not a series.
No, it's a series. There's 6
Okay.
episodes. The finale was just this past Sunday.
Right.
The wife and I we caught it, I think, by the second episode, and we just got hooked on it. It's a hilarious movie. The take they take on society, because it's a lot of rich white families in this, private basic resort in Hawaii.
Oh, so
So
most
it's-
of America. Okay.
Yeah, so but the back and forth, the dialogue, it's an interesting take on things, and then you hear the back and forth, but the comedy parts of it, especially coming from, I don't know this guy's name, I've never seen him before, but I hear he's been on a couple other shows. The guy who plays the manager for the resort, hilarious kid. I'm gonna try to look up for other shows he's been in because he was so funny. Just the way he played his character and the stuff that his character did in this movie.
Yeah.
And the show, kid, I'm telling you, and episode 4, you're not going to be ready for it.
All
You're
right.
not, kid. Yeah, when that scene comes in episode 4, I had to pause it. I told you last time, like when something funny catches me like off guard,
Yeah.
I can't stop laughing. So like kid, I can't stop.
Now you got me. Now I have to
Ah,
watch it. So
kid.
now we gotta
Oh,
watch Inception,
yeah, I'm definitely
White
gonna watch.
Lotus, and the
Yeah, man.
Candyman this week. Thanks, Al.
Yeah, kid. Nah,
Thanks.
no problem, kid. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it.
All
So
right.
also, DC Titans came back so in for
Okay.
season 3. So I've been watching DC Titans. And then during the week, I didn't watch this movie before it came out. It's The Little Things with Remy Malek and Denzel Washington and Jared Leto. And when it came out, like I don't know why I didn't watch it because I mean, and then I heard like it didn't get great reviews, but I watched it and it was I loved it.
Yeah.
We loved it. We
Whoa.
thought it was great.
Damn, the three of us killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I thought
three
it
of
was
us killed
great.
it. It was the first movie of the year.
Yeah.
It was the first movie of this year that we after we did the reelies, the
Mm.
second annual reelies. The first episode was
The little
the little things with Denzel Washington, Rami Malek. Yeah, man. It was like a story that didn't go nowhere, if I remember correctly, and it felt like it left off like, so what happened? So what was this about? Like,
Yeah.
it was kind of crazy, but that's awesome that you loved it, man, because that shows you, man, that say all it depends on the person watching it, their experiences for that movie to be amazing or good, and for somebody else to be like the worst thing ever. There's people who in this world hate Infinity War. Are you kidding me?
those aren't people that I want to know. I don't need to know those people.
I hear you, man. But which leads
I
me
mean,
into
they better hope I never get that Infinity Gauntlet. Those kind of people.
yeah, man. But that kind of leads me into my thoughts on Brandon. And Brandon had recommended me to see Old, M. Night Shyamalan's new movie Old that came out about like 2-3 weeks ago. And because of Brandon and his review, that night I went to go see Old. Once we got off the podcast, I looked up on my phone to see if there was an availability for the movie, and I went and watched it.
Wow, I
What
curiously
a-
didn't get a call that night to go to a movie.
Yeah, dude, I saved you, bro.
Is that bad?
Oh, dude, just a bunch of shit happening, and then just for what? That was just
Oh man, because he's not the only one I heard give it a good review.
but again, maybe it's me. Maybe I went in there with high expectation. Brandon was on the podcast selling it, and I'm like, oh my god, I got to see this. And he's like, the twist is awesome. And I saw the twist, I was like, really? That's what's happening. Like, I did not like Old. I would have told people don't rush to see it. Had I said Brandon was like, you need to see this, I'm like, what?
Oh wow.
Yeah, we were completely opposite on that movie, man, which is crazy. Usually me and B are kind of like eye to eye with a lot of these movies, but this one, Old, no. Old definitely did not happen for me, man. But you know what I did watch actually in the last, well, it was like about 2 weeks ago also. And this is a callback to my youth, man. It was Masters of the Universe. Luckily, it didn't say He-Man.
yes. I heard about that. Yeah.
It did not say He-Man and the Masters of the Universe because I got tricked at first. Because I was like, this is awesome. And then I'm like, where's He-Man? And He-Man wasn't there for a lot of this series.
No.
But it was still awesome, man. It was good to see this take on He-Man. Sanj, you got a chance to watch it?
Not yet. I heard about it and I forgot to pursue it. But hey, now that you've reminded me, thank you.
And honestly, man, it's like a quick 5 episodes. I think they're like about a half hour each. The episodes, it's just 5, and it honestly, the first episode is insane. The second and third episodes a little bit like, okay, we're trying to see where they're going, and then the last 2 episodes are kind of crazy as well.
So wait, now He-Man doesn't show up at the beginning, you said, but does Adam show up? Well, like he's
Spoilers.
okay.
Al, did you get a chance to watch Masters of the Universe?
Yeah, I saw it. I liked it, but there was one part because obviously they're going for a lot of touch on diversity and everything. It's throughout the fact that they shower him in a rainbow light when he changes from Adam to He-Man. The one part of the show though where they almost lost me was when the hero, I think his name was Hero, right?
Can't recall.
And they're talking, and they're talking about how he was the only one to choose his lesser form in that
Oh
area.
yes.
I was like, oh, come on, that they didn't need to go there. Why'd you refer to it as the lesser form? that was like, I was like, you're going through all this diversity, you're being inclusive of so much stuff, and now you're gonna body shame and say he chose his lesser form. Like that was the only part where I was like, oh, you're losing your message here. But otherwise, it was an interesting take.
It was. I would say it was an interesting take. I expected a lot.
Is it a cartoon or live action?
Cartoon.
Okay.
And the ending was.
Go for it.
No, I was just gonna say I didn't see them going with that ending. Like, how do you come back from that ending?
Yeah, there's a couple crazy things. Even the ending of the first episode, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Did they just do what I think they just did? And yeah, sure enough, the second episode starts, and yeah, they did that. And then from second to the fourth episode, you're like, how are they going to fix this? And they just continue on, and then, yeah, Sanj, it's interesting. Very interesting,
now,
man.
Were you guys growing up? Were you guys into Voltron at all?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So have you guys watched the new Voltron on Netflix?
I've seen the first season. That was about it. And there's like 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, but they go by quick.
Yeah.
Brandon highly recommends that Voltron.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
good.
if you guys run out of stuff to watch, definitely if you were into Voltron, you need to check this out. To me, this was the best Voltron ever. And there's been a good amount of Voltron out there. I mean, I love the original 80s cartoon. However, every episode was the same thing. It's basically the same thing every episode. I'm glad that you said that. Glad that you sang the theme music, because the only thing I wish was that they had used the same theme music, because that's the only thing that I missed. This version of the Voltron story was so incredible.
Yeah,
deep story too. A lot of depth.
Man, gotta give that a look, man. I definitely want to check that out. Now you guys are adding just things I cannot. Now I know I can't fulfill this week. Now there's no way I can watch all of that. But.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to do it all this week.
Oh hell no, it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, if there's a movie I watched that I was trying to remember when Sanj brought up Twist. Check out, if y'all got on Amazon Prime, check out Archive. It's not it's not going to be the greatest movie. But it's not a bad movie. Okay. But I just want to see if you guys see that twist coming at the end. It really caught me. I knew there was going to be a twist coming, but that wasn't the twist I thought it was going to be. So check out Archive.
Archive, man.
Yeah.
That's going on the list, man. Archive, Inception, Voltron, Candyman, White Lotus.
Yeah, just take a 2-week vacation, kid. That's all.
Yeah, that's all it is.
I'm saying you could probably get it all in this week. However, your wife probably wouldn't be your wife anymore after this week if you tried to put all that all that done.
Babe, I'm watching movies. Gosh.
Like, why are these kids bothering? Why?
Tuning out.
Shut that baby up.
That's a classic. That's an old school. What's the name of that restaurant, Sanj?
Greenfield.
That's a classic. Shut that baby up. How do you say that to a parent eating next to us? Oh, we can't wait to have Reed back on the microphone.
Man, why did you put his name out there like that? Now he was the one that said it. Come on, why did you do it?
I said Reed. I didn't say nobody's full name.
Everybody knows who Reed is. He's been on the podcast, bro. I think his face has even been on the podcast one time.
Last year's tournament. I will pin it. Oh my goodness, man. So listen, guys, man, look, there wasn't a lot of movie news, a lot of movie stuff to talk about this week, man, but we'll definitely be back next week again. We're going to get you guys ready for Candyman. So we'll have a Candyman prep for you. We'll talk about everything that happened in the previous movie. If we get to watch Reminiscence with what's Wolverine's real
Hugh
name?
Jackman.
There? Hugh Jackman.
I mean, we can just call him Wolverine. I mean, that yeah.
That's who he really is.
Yeah, basically.
Just like Keanu's always going to be the one, Neo.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, we'll definitely get back with you guys next week. We, apologize for the short episode this week, but man, when we don't got no trailers, no movie news, it's not really much we could do. So we appreciate you guys for always listening. We're coming out of Long Island, New York. We got our man in the chair, Al.
Have a good night, everybody.
We got our bro, Sanj.
Good night, everybody, and be safe.
And myself, Hav, again saying thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Smash it.
There you go. There's a smash it right there from Sanj. We're also going to go to your playlists on your podcasting apps. Just hit that little plus symbol or subscribe to us from your podcast there. And then we will see you guys on the next week's episode there. We put a podcast out every Monday and Tuesday, and then the video comes out during the week. So, guys, we'll be with you guys next week again. Candyman prep. Don't say it 5 times in front of a mirror. We'll catch you on the next episode. Till next time.